So in this video, we're going to be taking our skill web from this to this. So this shape inside of the pentagon is just a graphical representation of the skill levels. Focusing on the circles or vertices here, the lower the skill level, the closer the circle is to the middle of the skill web, and the higher the skill level, the closer the circle is to the edge of the skill web. Basically, all we have to do is calculate where the circles need to be based on the skill level and then connect them. So underneath our skill names list here, we're going to create a list for our skill levels. So I'm gonna just do skill underscore levels is equal to list. And then we're going to pass in self.skills.values. Okay. And then outside of the for loop where we are iterating through each layer, we're going to start calculating where each of the skill vertices need to be. So just got to make sure we're outside of that for loop. Yep. So I'm going to add a comment here. And for this comment, I'll just do calculate skill level vertices. Okay. Then I'm going to add another comment and do list to store skill vertices because we're going to create a list for those. And for that, we'll do skill underscore vertices equal to an empty list. Okay. So now we're going to use an enumerate to iterate through the skill levels while getting the current skill levels index. So I'm going to put a comment here. Iterate through skill levels with index. And so we're going to do for L, comma, level, and enumerate. Then we're going to pass in skill underscore levels. And then we're going to do max underscore level is equal to min level, comma, 100. Then we're going to do an if statement. So if level is equal to 0, the radius, or r, is also going to be equal to 0. Else normalized underscore level is equal to max underscore level minus 1 divided by 100 minus 1. Then we're going to calculate the radius for this scenario with r is equal to self.inner underscore radius plus normalized underscore level times self.outer underscore radius minus self.inner underscore radius. So how the skill web works is that the center of the skill web is 0 while the edge of the skill web is 100. So everything works fine as long as your skill levels are between 0 and 100. Let's say, for instance, one of your skill levels is at 200. If you were to try and draw that skill vertex onto the skill web, either it won't show up or it'll be so far outside of the skill web that it'll look weird. And so what this normalized underscore level variable does is it takes that level 200 skill and makes it look like it's level 100 just to keep everything coherent. Okay, so now outside of that if statement, we're going to calculate the angle with angle equal to self.offset plus L times self.vertex underscore angle. Fix this real quick. Okay. Then we're going to calculate the x and y. So x is equal to self.center underscore x plus r times math.cosine. Pass in the angle. And of course, we're going to do the same thing for the y. Change this to center underscore y and then change cosine to sine. Okay. And so now we have to add that xy value to our skill underscore vertices list. So we're going to do, actually we'll do skill underscore vertices dot append x comma y. Okay. So now that we have that, we can actually draw the vertices onto the skill web. So I'm going to put draw skill vertices, and we're going to do for x comma y in skill underscore vertices. So our vertices are represented with circles, so we're going to have to use the create I believe it's the create underscore oval method. So we'll do self.create underscore oval, pass an x minus 10, y minus 10, x plus 10, y plus 10. Then you can fill it with whatever color you want. You can make its outline whatever color you want also. I'll make mine's black. And then we're going to give it a width of 2. Now we're going to save and run it. Okay. So whenever you run your code, you should have your skill web here, and then on that skill web, you should have all of your vertices somewhere on this skill web. So as you can see, all of our skills are actually pretty high. These are basically, well, this one is probably the highest because it's at the edge. And I believe this one's the lowest because it's the closest to the center here. So the last thing we have to do is connect all of our skill vertices with a line and then fill in whatever shape it makes. So above where we drew our skill vertices, we're going to do fill shape formed by skill vertices here. And so we're going to do coordinates is equal to an empty list, but inside that list we're going to do coordinates for vertex in skill underscore vertices for coordinates in vertex. And so basically what this line does is it takes all the XY values that we have in our skill underscore vertices and just puts it all into one list. All right, so next we're going to do self.create underscore polygon, pass in coordinates. Again, fill it with whatever color you want. Give it an outline of whatever color you want. I'm gonna do black again. Then I'm gonna give it a width of 2. So now if you save and run that, okay, so your skill web should look a little something like this. You should have your skill vertices drawn for all your skills here. And then they should all be connected with a line. And then inside of here, it should be some kind of color. So as long as it looks like this, everything was done correctly. So this is the end of the video, and thank you for your time.